Hello everybody, just a small update. This would be pretty much the public release version. A few things have changed under the hood, specifically during the splash screen and load up sequence. It'll check and verify for two files, the DCS exe file and the DCS updater exe file, and it'll tell you if it's been found, the version numbers. This was a recommendation by one of the testers just to avoid any confusion during, like, for example, when you launch it and it doesn't have those files, it causes error exceptions. So I changed it to prompt you if it finds it. If it don't find it, for example, if it's not found, it'll tell you, and it'll tell you where to place the updater utility file. And the main problem this causes is if it don't have access to those files, it causes a exception error. So the instructions are easy. You place the exe in the same file as the folder as the DCS exe and the DCS updater exe, which is basically the DCS World main folder and the bin subfolder. The overall layout has pretty much remained the same. The icons have been shifted and spaced a little bit differently. The buttons up here have been cleaned up a lot better than previous buttons, and they're also smaller. The functionality has remained the same. Updates from repairs, launch DCS actually launches DCS. The verify button actually displays the updated information that I added to the startup sequence, the version numbers, etc., so you know which install you're modifying. The link remains the same for the DCS info. You can still click on individual icons to install modules, or you can select multiple and click install selected modules. As well as check multiple and click uninstall. That's one of the newer things that I added, an uninstall button for people that need to uninstall multiple modules. One thing I will note, installing and uninstalling modules does not activate or deactivate your licenses. You need to do those with the Starforce protection file located in the modules bin folder. And a valid license key is required to use these modules. You can't just download the utility and simply check everything off and hit install and then have access to everything. It won't let you. You actually do have to have a valid license key, just in case you didn't know. Also, this utility is a third-party utility, not affiliated with Eagle Dynamics, as stated before. Another change is I added the utility name and the version number right down here on the bottom instead of on the top title line of the form. This version number automatically updates with every assembly build that I do. That way I'm not going to keep manually changing the title. Judging by newsletters and third-party announcements in newsletters, by the end of this year we'll have another whole third row of aircraft and a few more rotary wings. There's a few campaigns announced coming out soon. We all know there's a few terrain modules coming out soon, and the recent newsletter also stated we'll have carrier modules for the two carriers, the Russian and the American carrier. Those come down here next to combined arms. I may change the name from technology to something else, but for now I just call it technology because the combined arms module installs into a tech folder. And that'll pretty much be the area for any ground vehicles or upgraded models, for example. This is pretty much it. So I'm not going to go through each individual function like I did in previous videos because nothing's really changed. I did add a few more icons for Google Plus and Twitter and remove the close icon because you have a close icon on the top corner. It's not really needed. This has been in extended testing for a few weeks, but I mean, it's a small utility, 1.3 megabytes. It's pretty simple actually. It just runs command lines based off the actual DCS updater exe and the DCS exe to launch. So it's not really complex, so it doesn't really need that much testing. So this version may actually end up being the public version. As new modules are released, I'll add the new icons for them and release a new version, and the version number will be the date. There was some more advanced functions in my DCS updater guide that I'm not including in this updater for simple fact that they're complex procedures and command lines, and constantly using them to revert from like one install type, for example, release to open beta and then back, it'd just mess up your install. So those functions weren't included. This utility is basically just to aid the users that are having trouble with module manager inside DCS or running command lines for repair and update. It just gives them buttons to click and checkboxes to check. Easier to use, graphical user interface, the whole purpose. I hope to have it out before February, so probably tomorrow or tonight. And I'll end the video here, so have a nice day.